Alright, we want to identify and explain the error in each problem by reading problem structure, then fix the error and continue the problem from the step that you fixed. So if we look at this first problem, I'm trying to solve 2x minus 5 equals 16, and it looks like they added 5. They want to isolate the variable term, but they did not add 5 to both sides. So they actually needed to add 5 to both sides. So the rest of this problem actually is irrelevant, right? So we'll start from there and we'll finish the problem. Add 5 to both sides, we'll end up with 2x on the left equals 16 plus 5 is 21. And then isolate the variable term, we'll cancel that factor of 2. And we're left with x equals 21 over 2, which can't be simplified. Alright, in the next problem, if we look through here, it looks like we simplified, or we were simplifying each side. On the left side, we're combining terms. The x terms, negative 4x and x is negative 3x, so that looks good. Negative 10 and positive 5 is negative 5, so that looks good. On the right side, it looks like they distributed the negative 2. Negative 2 and 3 is negative 6. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x, so that looks good. And when you combine 2x and negative 2x on the right side, you do get 0, so those are zeroed out. And I'm left with negative 6. So now, isolating the variable term, we add 5 to both sides. Looks like they did that. Negative 3x equals negative 6 and 5 is negative 1. So up to here is good. But then, to get rid of the negative 3, they added 3. Well, this is not a term, it's a factor. So we needed to divide both sides by negative 3, or cancel that factor of negative 3. So I'm just going to pick up there. So from here, the last step we should do is cancel that factor of negative 3 by dividing both sides by negative 3, or attaching a fractional factor in the denominator. That will cancel the negative 3's, and we're left with x equals negative 1 divided by negative 3 is positive 1/3. Okay, so again, it's nice using problem structure to be able to check somebody's work. I can look through vertically what they're trying to do in the changes that they made, and then also the reminders, like adding 5 to both sides, I can see that. And then again, they used the same structure, adding 3 to both sides, but that was the mistake. It should have been dividing by 3 or canceling that factor. So the last problem, if we look at this one, make this a little bigger. Right away from the start, the only thing, looks like they, on the right side, they did divide, or they did distribute and combine like terms. So the right side is actually good up into here. Okay, the left side though, the first thing that they did was take 7 minus 2 is 5. So they did not distribute, which they should have, because the first expression, the top expression, is actually separate terms, and we need to keep those terms separated throughout. So the first step should have been distributing a negative 2 to everything. So expanding that term to the right. So there are two separate terms there. So I'm just going to pick up the left side there and keep these terms separated. So we know the right side is good until here. The rest of this problem is no good, right? Because they made a mistake early in the problem. So we'll have to pick up the problem here. We'll distribute the negative 2 to each term, and we'll create the 7, which is a term by itself. Negative 2 and 2x is negative 4x. And negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. So this would be a negative 4x plus 9 on the left side. On the right side was done correctly. That ended up simplifying to 4x minus 15. So again, we'll just pick it up from there. Isolating the variable terms on one side, we'll have to add 4x to both sides. That would create an 8x on the right side. So if I get rid of that negative 15 term, zero that out by adding 15 to both sides, the left side becomes 24. 9 and 15 is 24. So then canceling the 8, or attaching a fractional factor of 8 to cancel. 24 divided by 8 is 3 equals x. So it's not like we didn't use some of the work. The right side, we noticed that this was correct. But the left side we had to redo to make sure the composition was correct from the start. All right.